Why do we clap when we like something? That's what we are going to discuss today. Have you ever noticed something strange? The moment we enjoy a performance, a concert, a speech, a graduation ceremony, we all start doing the exact same thing. We hit our hands together, over and over, and somehow that means approval. But why? Why did humans decide that slapping our palms together would become the universal signal for "I like this"? Clapping feels automatic, instinctive, almost ancient. And in a way, it is. The origins of applause. Clapping goes back thousands of years. In ancient Rome, audiences didn't just clap casually. Applause was structured, organized, even rehearsed. Crowds were sometimes instructed on how to respond, whether to snap, cheer, wave cloths, or clap rhythmically depending on how much they approved. Actors and political figures relied on applause as a public measure of power. If the crowd roared, you mattered. If the crowd stayed silent, you didn't. Before social media likes, before rating systems, before comment sections, applause was the original feedback system. But it didn't start there. Even earlier, in ancient Greece, audiences used noise, clapping, stomping, shouting, to express approval in theaters and public gatherings. It wasn't polite, it was powerful. And that's the key. Why clapping works. Clapping does something very specific. It makes noise, loud noise, and humans are wired to respond to loud, rhythmic sound. When you clap, you're not just expressing approval, you're signaling safety and unity. Think about it. A group of strangers in a room all begin making the same rhythmic sound at the same time. That creates synchronization, and synchronization builds connection. Your brain actually releases small amounts of dopamine, the good feel chemical, when you participate in group applause. That's why it feels satisfying. You're not just reacting, you're belonging. The psychology of contagion. Here's something even more interesting. Clapping spreads. If one person starts clapping in a quiet room, it often feels awkward. But if 3 people start, now it's momentum. This is called social contagion. Humans unconsciously mirror each other's behavior, especially in groups. When you hear applause, your brain interprets it as a signal. Something good is happening, join in. And before you think about it, you're clapping too. It's less about logic and more about instinct. Is clapping learned or natural? Babies clap before they can speak. That's important. Clapping is one of the earliest forms of physical expression we develop. It's simple, it's loud, it doesn't require tools. Across cultures, across languages, across continents, humans developed applause independently, not because someone told them to, but because it works. It's a non-verbal message that says, "I approve, I'm impressed, I'm with you," all in 2 hands. Power and applause. There's another side to clapping, power. Throughout history, rulers and leaders measured influence by the strength of applause. A loud reaction meant loyalty. A weak one meant danger. Even today, speakers pause for applause. They expect it. Because applause validates status. It confirms that the crowd agrees, or at least appears to. Silence, on the other hand, silence is uncomfortable. Silence forces reflection. And sometimes, silence is louder than applause. When we don't clap. Interestingly, not every culture uses applause the same way. Some audiences snap their fingers, some bow, some remain respectfully silent. But the idea is always the same, a collective signal of appreciation, because humans crave shared emotional experiences. Clapping is just the most efficient one. The real reason. At its core, clapping is about unity. It transforms individual emotion into collective sound. You're not just showing that you liked something, you're telling everyone around you that it was worth acknowledging. And when hundreds or thousands of hands strike together, that sound becomes proof. Proof that something mattered. Proof that something moved people. Proof that for a moment, strangers felt the same thing at the same time. So, next time you clap at a concert, ceremony, or even a school event, pause for a second. You're participating in one of humanity's oldest social rituals, a language older than words, a signal older than writing. 2 hands, 1 sound, and a message that echoes across centuries. This was worth something. That's why we clap, a simple act that connects us, signals our feelings, and shows the power of shared human experience. If you enjoyed learning the story behind something you do every day, subscribe for more fascinating insights into human behavior, history, and the little things that shape our world. Hit the like button if this blew your mind, and don't forget to share it with someone who loves curious facts.